Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is week 3 of our summer prep Pilates program, and today we have a 17-minute fat burn full body Pilates class for you. All you need is yourself and your mat, so whenever you're ready, let's get started. Let's start off today in tabletop with some cat-cows. Make sure that your wrists are below your shoulders and your knees are below your hips, and inhale, pressing the chest between the shoulders. Look up. Exhale, pull the belly button back, look down. Let's repeat that. Arch, roll the shoulders back and look up. Exhale, pull the belly button back and look down. One more time. Inhale, cow and look up. Exhale, cat, look down. Now tuck the toes, lift the hips, and peel up into downward dog. Take a second to pedal through the heels, stretching the Achilles and the calf muscles. On your next inhale, reach your right toes straight up to the sky, and then draw the leg through and place the foot between the hands. Lower the left knee down to the mat and reach the right arm straight up before placing the hand behind the head. Exhale, tap the right elbow down to the mat, and inhale, open the chest up to the sky. Keep going just like this 4 more times. It's so important to warm up the spine before you work out to make sure that you're working out the right muscles in each exercise. Reach the right arm back up for the sky, and then exhale, circle the hand back down to the mat before tucking left toes and reaching the right toes straight up and then lowering them back to downward dog. Reach the left toes straight up for the sky now, and then draw the left leg forward, placing the foot between the hands. Lower down onto your right knee and reach your left arm straight up before placing that hand behind the head. We'll repeat this spinal twist on the left side now. Great job. Reach the left arm straight up for the sky, and then exhale, circle that hand back down to the mat, tuck the right toes, and come back into 3-legged dog before you lower left leg into downward dog. From here, walk the hands back to forward fold with a slight bend in the knee, and then roll up vertebrae by vertebrae to stand at the back of the mat. Step to center and walk the feet out about shoulder distance apart with the heels slightly turned in. Let's take some squats. Inhale, reach the arms overhead and lower the hips into your squat. Exhale to step the left leg out to a wide squat pulse and then back underneath the shoulder and stand. We'll repeat this alternating sides 8 more times. Keep going, guys. You're doing great. Try and keep the chest lifted throughout this exercise. Just 1 more on each side. And let's finish with pulses. Lower into your lunge and pulse down and down, lifting left heel and then right heel between each pulse. Now let's add some arms. With each time you lift the heel, let's pull the elbows back and back. Keep going just a little bit longer. We're almost finished with our squat series. Just a couple more. Great job. Stand now and then come down to sit in the center of the mat with your feet just in front of your hips. Take your arms to parallel and we'll exhale to roll vertebrae by vertebrae down to our backs. Then take the hands to the hips and actively tuck the pelvic floor so that the low spine is imprinted on the mat. Interlace the fingers and tuck the knees in. Exhale high into a crunch, and then on our inhale, we'll reach right arm and right leg long, and then repeat with left arm and left leg. Then take both arms and legs and extend them long and lift the chest just a little bit higher to find low boat before we hug the knees back in and repeat all of that. Beautiful job, everyone. I know this one is really difficult, so we'll just repeat it 7 more times. Really focus on flattening out the low spine to the mat each time you take your single leg stretch. and then hollow out the belly for every double leg stretch. This will ensure that you're not only working your abs, but you're also working your transverse abdominis, which will help you keep a tight, toned belly. We just have 2 left. And last one. And rest the head down on the mat. Take your hands and support the back of the head, and then extend the legs long at about a 45-degree angle above the mat. Cross right ankle in front of left, and we'll take 2 flutter kicks before we open the legs into a small V and repeat. If you'd like an added challenge, lift the head high into a crunch, holding space underneath the chin for a small piece of fruit. We'll do a couple more, flutter the legs, and then open to a V. Now let's finish off with just some flutters for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job, you guys. Rest the head down on the mat, hug the knees in, and turn the head side to side to release any tension that might have built up in the neck. Just have a couple more ab exercises left in class today, so interlace the fingers and take them behind the head one more time. And let's take some scissor switches, starting with the left leg extended. Exhale to twist over to the right. Inhale through center and exhale over to the left. We'll take 3 switches and then hold, lifting the straight leg straight up and then flex to lower back down before we switch 3 times and repeat. If you'd like to progress this exercise, just straighten both legs, or if you need a little break, just keep the head resting down on the mat. Keep going, you guys. We just have 6 left. Almost there. One more. Great job. We just have 1 exercise left of our core series today, so extend the arms overhead and we'll start with an inhale to roll up with bent knees to fully sit up. Reach the arms overhead on an exhale and then inhale, slow and controlled roll back down. Squeeze the legs together to provide a little bit of resistance as you roll up and back down. We'll do 8 more just like this. This is our last one. Beautiful job, everyone. Hug the knees into the chest, walk the hands down the shins, and we'll exhale to rock back and roll up to sitting. Let's sit up high on our knees in the center of the mat and then take the left leg long out to the side. Take a second to make sure that we're not hiking up through the left hip even though that leg is extended. Pull the belly button back and inhale to lower the hips down, extending the arms out to the side, and exhale, press the hands down by the hips as you drive back up, squeezing the glutes at the top. Keep going just like this, or level up this exercise by taking the arms from the T position with the hips lowered on the heel and reach them straight up for the sky as you lift the hips and squeeze the glutes. Let's just do 3 more like this, and then we'll level it up. Hold at the top with the glutes squeezed, and lean back on an exhale, drawing the arms in front of the shoulders, and we'll come back up through center on our inhale. We'll do 6 more of these. Rest the hip down now, and let's switch over to do the other side. Extend right leg long this time, make sure that those hips are even, and then inhale, lower the hip down on top of the heel, and exhale, reach the arms up overhead or down by the hips as you lift and squeeze the glute. We just have 3 left on this side. Now hold lifted at the top, and we'll lean back, drawing the arms forward on our exhale, and inhale back through center. Great job, guys. We just have 6 left on this side now. And last one. Rest down on your heel, and let's come down onto our right side now to do our side glute series. Taking the glutes to the center of the mat, rest on your forearm and draw the knees back in line with the hips. Extend your right arm overhead. On your exhale, reach the arm underneath the body and lift the hips high, opening the top knee up before extending the leg long and tapping that toe down to the ground. Then close the toes back together, lower the top knee, and reach underneath again to repeat the series. This one is really difficult to keep the hips stable and from rocking throughout the exercise, so if you need to keep the hips resting down on the mat, that is totally okay. The most important thing is precision of movement in this exercise, so making sure that each lift and lower of the leg comes from the hip and not from the torso. We just have 3 left. Great job, everyone. Gently lower the hips down to the mat now. Press up to a sitting position, and let's take a second to stretch it out. Spread the knees wide into a Z-sit and reach the right arm up and overhead toward the left. Then inhale through center, and let's reach left arm over to the right. Press through the right hand and lift the hips for an added little stretch before we swing the legs around to do all of that on the other side. Again, rest the body on the forearm and make sure that the knees are pressed back in line with the hips. Extend the top arm up towards the sky, and then exhale to reach underneath. Inhale to lift the hips and open the top knee. Exhale, extend the leg and tap it down, and then inhale, draw the leg back up, close the toes together, and lower the top knee down with the hip. Great job, everyone. We only have 3 left on this side now. Beautiful job. Gently rest the hips down on the mat, press up to sitting, and then split the knees into a wide Z-sit. Reach the left arm up and over to the right, and then inhale through center and reach the right arm over to the left, pressing through the left palm to lift the hips high for an added stretch. You have made it to our last series of class, so let's go ahead and make our way through tabletop to chaturanga down, making sure that our belly is hollow, before we reach our arms straight overhead and step our feet out, shoulder distance apart with the heels slightly turned in. On an exhale, squeeze through the glutes and pull the elbows back, lifting the chest, and then reach the hands back for the heels, opening the legs even wider than they were before swimming the arms forward as you close the heels together. Keep going just like this and make sure to keep the belly button pulled back towards the spine to protect the low back as you work out the muscles in the upper back and in the glutes. Let's do one more. Now hold the arms long and the chest lifted. Let's go for some swims. Alternate lifting left arm and right arm and left leg as you keep the chest lifted and the glute muscles squeezed tight. Let's just do a couple more like this. And then lift arms and legs high over the mat before resting down and drawing the hands below the shoulders. Press back to a well-deserved child's pose and let the chest sink heavy down into the mat. You've made it all the way through a really tough class, so let's stretch it out to finish. Tuck the toes and lift the hips high into downward dog, and then pedal through the heels, stretching the backs of the legs by reaching the hips up for the sky. Then ground through both heels and press the chest back towards the thighs. Step the feet out, just a little bit wider than shoulder distance, and reach right arm straight up for the ceiling. Then circle the arm back down to the mat and let's reach left arm up for the ceiling. Before circling back down, gently lower the hips down to the mat and let's find a crisscross position seated in the center of the mat with the hands resting down on the knees. Roll the shoulders back, take a deep inhale of gratitude for all of the work your body put in today, and exhale, slide the shoulders down the spine. Thank you all for joining me in class today, and I can't wait to see you next week for week 4. Bye guys!